My name is Huai. For the past few years, the ocean has been my home. I steer a 10-meter sailboat across the seas, thousands of hours, tens of thousands of kilometers, without an engine, without Wi-Fi, sometimes even without GPS. Without family, without fresh water to shower, without medical support. Being hit by flying fish, sail into the eyes of hurricane, attacked by killer whales, and washed away by 7 meters wave. I've lived with loneliness, sailed through dark night, and looked to the stars for navigation. I've been happy and I've been cry. Yesterday was unknown, today is unknown, tomorrow will be unknown. Every day I sail into the unknown world.
You don't have to be brave. You just need a little bit of courage to start sailing into the unknown. And today, I want to share with you how the ocean taught me to embrace the unknown. When I was 7, I found my passion for fish and the ocean. Every time after school, I jump into the water and swim with the fish and the ocean. And the ocean has been my home. When I was 12, I got my first big fish called bonito. And I was really excited about it. The ocean is the vast unknown, and this fish brought me to another dream. That I want to dream to become an ocean explorer, like National Geographic. But yet, I saw no clear footstep in front of me to follow. So I have to set my mind that I have to give myself a courage to step into the unknown and curved my path. My very first venture into the unknown world began with a crazy idea. When I was a child, I sailed with the big fish, and they swim 10 meters per second, like the Olympic athlete. So I thought, why can't I use an energy harvester to harvest the kinetic energy into the electricity? So I spent 2 years and a half to develop this self-powered biotech and put it on the big fish. I put on the wrong way for the fish, touched on the live fish, and it did work. I ventured this into the unknown just for the crazy idea and just for fun. But surprisingly, the application perfectly helped the scientists to track the fish for a longer period. So nowadays, the scientists use the battery to track the fish, and it's only lasts for half years maximum. But now, we can track the fish migration path for 20 years as long as the fish is alive. And I went into the Intel ICEF. 2022, it was a big change. I was represented Taiwan for the Our Ocean Conference. So you see, there's a delegate from Panama and from Papua New Guinea and from Fiji, etc. And I was one of the 18th. I met the Honorable John Kerry, who is the US Presidential Climate Change Envoy, and who is the chief architect for the Paris Climate Agreement. And I told him about my story and how I want to build the future ocean. And he said to me, yeah, you did a great job, but if there's a chance for you, I encourage you to sail into the middle of the ocean. That's the real ocean is. To go to the real ocean, your heart will open, and you will see the real ocean. Is it better or is it even worse? And how you can solve it. So at that moment, I set my dreams. 10 years later, when the world think about who made the biggest contribution to the ocean, the world will think about us for the very first time. And in this diagram, I draw a sailboat, not by the engine, but by the wind power. I can sail around the world with the Mother Nature power, the wind and the wave. And on the sailboat, there's many scientific equipment and like a laboratory on the sea. And I can do many good things for the human. But the fact is, the sheer pressure of my 台大电机系 in my junior year was overwhelming me. It was too hard for me. But the inner calling said to me that I will be regret not to make a move. No retreat, only forward. With this mindset, I stepped out of my first step, a cardboard from a scrap yard, and the marker go on the street. It talk about my dream and how I want to develop. But I was very shy to share about my dream for a stranger in the beginning. So I went to the small street, not the big street in the beginning. You don't know me and I don't know you. That's perfect. I can share with you. And just to block my name, Chen Haipu, that's fine. And I started to have the bravery to talk with enterprise and talk with a friend and to talk with a family. The fun fact is, in Taiwan, I only have the maximum 2 days experience on the high sea. Compared with crossing the ocean for several months, it's a totally different things. So for the first year, I think, just I gained the experience, and if possible, I want to be the captain, if possible. Give me 3 years, I want to become a National Geographic explorer and have a sailboat, a science expedition sailboat. Give me 5 years, I want to bring all the scientists around the world to explore the unknown ocean. The fact is, 9 out of 10 got rejected or got turned down. Life is life. But it's very normal. I remember one time I cried really hard. There's a CEO told in front of the audience, he asked me, if you're a small sailboat and you sail around the world, what are you going to do next? How you can make a huge contribution to the human live on land? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how to answer. And I got rejected and I cried for the whole night. For 3 months, it has been the same things at the bottom of my life. And I met an aunt who told me, there is someone who help you on the purpose, but there's others who help you purely from the bottom of the heart. You just let him know, okay, you can safely embark your journey and safely back on land. That's it. So it catches me. After 3 months, the first helping hand comes from my teacher, and I could get an underwater camera. I even go to the fundraising on beach cleaning and try to talk with everyone on the street, or try to talk with everyone you have met. You don't know who he is. And one of my classmates is in his 60s. I share with him about my journey and my dream. And Actually, he's the former executive of McDonald's. So we ran from the classroom to the McDonald's in NTU and just take photos. And he encouraged me, go ahead. Even there's a teacher teach me acupuncture on the high sea. It's really important. There's a famous quote: when you want something, all the universe conspire in helping you to achieve it. The journalist and the enterprise, everyone will help them to every country. I want to learn on your sailboat across the ocean. And there's one captain, 80 years old American Captain Brian. He said, "Hey, why? There's a chance. Come on board. We're going to sail across the Pacific Ocean from Mexico to Papua New Guinea." And I say yes. So after 5 months, I embarked my first journey. And it's not easy, and it's not as smooth as I thought. So remember, my first 1 year dream is to gain the experience. So after that, I go to the Royal Yachting Association in Gibraltar to get my certificate of Yacht Master Offshore, which leads me to the next level. And just this year, I've been to Canary Island in West Africa. Do you remember the cardboard? Yes? And on Canary Island, it is full of dreams. There's a girl having a cardboard. Hey, she is the best crew for Atlantic crossing. Do you want to bring me on board? And there's another guy doing the same things. So it's full of a dream, and even crossing Atlantic Ocean, you can start from the small things. It happened. I sailed across the Atlantic Ocean this year, and 6,000 kilometers. There is a question: sailing beyond the chart. What we gonna do? It's the unknown ocean. And there's a small video I want to show you about how we navigate into the unknown. Vast ocean of Atlantic Ocean, we do not see another sailboat, only us, only our sailboat. And after 6,000 kilometers, we finally saw and reach the land. Surprisingly, this year I've been sailing to the United Nations Ocean Conference. It's the highest level of ocean conference you ever had. Now, I invite everyone to go back to 50 years ago. Not many years ago, we humans have reached to the moon for the very first time in our human history. When we step on the moon and we look back at our own planet, beautiful is the word the astronaut describe our blue planet. Beautiful, what a beautiful world. If we take a closer look, the ocean is over 70%. And there is a map centered on the ocean. You see, the ocean recognizes no boundary. You can go from Atlantic to Pacific, and even to the Arctic Ocean without a boundary. It embodies the hope and the vast unknown still waiting ahead of us. And what we're gonna do is to take our first step and step into the unknown. All we need to do is a cardboard, a marker, and go on the street. That's it. And your dream will come true. Last but not least, please take your phone and screen out the QR code to follow the Happily Explore and to see more dream story. The reason I have the Happily Explore is because every expedition we have, we must make ourselves happy first, and then we make others happy. So, the last things I want to tell you is, we don't have to be brave. We only need to take a little bit of courage to step into the unknown. And our dream will come true. Sailing to the United Nations Ocean Conference is possible. Thank you very much.